how are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Shy Yeti Show.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, there's going to be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
I see your mental condition is improving.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Good boy. He's not all that shy is right.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Hello, Paul.
Quack, quack, quack. Excellent. 600 and 700 and 700, 670, darling. 70, darling.
670. Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast for Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How you doing? I'm alright. Yes, not too bad. I shouldn't really be here. I mean, I shouldn't, because I'm supposed to be turning over the show to Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John this episode. Yeah, we're going to be presenting you the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show, or the Yeti Uncle John and Cromitty show. No, I think the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show sounds better. Why am I doing it? Why am I letting it happen? Why not? I mean, they work so well as a pair. So I thought it would be a good chance to allow them to do something together. Secretly, Yeti Uncle John thinks that podcasting is easy. He thinks that putting a show together is simple, like it happens automatically. I mean, he's been involved in so many episodes, and yet he doesn't really pay attention. I mean, he certainly doesn't pay attention when it comes to how much editing goes into making an episode a good episode. But anyway, let's see if they can entertain you, listeners. I'm sure they can, but it might not be quite as straightforward as they think. Not that I'm saying that Cromitty thinks like this. Cromitty is a bit more modest and less full of himself, as you well know. Anyway, let's run that theme music, and when we come back, we'll be here with Yeti Uncle John and Cromitty for the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. Yeah, okay, run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The high life, the shy life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
I'll go anywhere from toaster.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you? You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Oh, yippee.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. Do you think he has?
I love the Yeti test. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat more body weight in crisps every day.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all green. You see it. Yap, 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 yap.
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I like that. Yeah.
Look, Mommy, I'm famous.
Marvelous, Paul.
Hi there.
Hello and welcome to the Yeti Uncle John and Cromitty show. Yeti Uncle John, it's not called that. What? I don't understand. Well, it's not called that. Well, you're Yeti Uncle John and I'm Cromitty. No, I'm Cromitty. No. You're Cromitty and I'm Yeti Uncle John. So what's the problem? Yes, but we spoke about this. It scans better if it's short name, long name. What? Short name, long name? Is that what we're calling this show? No, Yeti Uncle John. It's better if it's Cromitty and the Yeti Uncle John show. It's like having, I don't know, a pop star like Cliff Richard and the Shadows. No, that's not right. But, Yeti Uncle John. It just sounds better. Yeti Uncle John and the Cromitty show doesn't flow as well. Really? Did we speak about this? Yes, we spoke about it in the production meeting this morning. Oh, So, Cromitty and the Yeti Uncle John show? Yes. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeti Uncle John. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, well, I never even would have thought about it. I know that, Yeti Uncle John. All right, shall I do the introduction again? It's where we started now. I can still do the introduction again, though. All right, go ahead. All right. Hello and welcome to Yeti Uncle John. No. Oh, no, Yeti Uncle John. You got it wrong again. I did, didn't I? I was just thinking about myself. That's the trouble. Yes, Yeti Uncle John comes first every time. Well, no, I didn't. No, I'm sorry. I'll do it again. Give me a chance. All right, go ahead. Right. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, it's been a long day. Yeti Uncle John, we've barely started. Well, I know we barely started, but not that I can see any bears. I can see one, but anyway. No, it's been, what I'm trying to say is that I know we're only just starting the podcast, but I've been up, some hours. Yes, well, that's no excuse. No excuse. No excuse at all, apparently. Well, never mind. So I've forgotten what we were talking about now. We're talking about the name of this podcast. All right. Yes. Yes, right. Let me get started. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. Yes. Hello. Thanks for joining us today, listeners. We are here for the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. It's our very first episode. Yes, it's our very, very first. Oh, sorry. My teeth fell out. Your teeth fell out? Well, not literally. I mean, anyway, it's okay. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, yes. Yes, thank you for joining us, listeners. This is a Shy Life podcast, Shy Life podcast production, it has to be said. But, yeah. But who knows? Consider it a pilot episode. Well, yes, a pilot episode. That's what it is. Why do they call it that, Cromitty? What do they, why do they call it a pilot episode? We're not in a plane, are we? No, we're not in a plane. I think we should Google it. We should do what? We should Google it and find out. Oh, well, are you going to do it? Yes, I'm doing it now. So let's see. Why is it called? Oops. Why is it called a pilot episode? Is it called a pilot episode? Did you know that the Charlotte blah blah blah? Oh dear, Yeti Uncle John, your teeth fell out again. Yes, slightly. Did you know that the Shy Life podcast had a pilot episode? I did actually know that, yes. I can't remember if you were in it. I can't remember if I was in it either. I can't remember if you were in it. I don't think I was. I don't think so. No. I don't think I was on speaking terms with Paul right at the start of the show. No, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Yes, it has now. Yes. I feel like my voice was different back in the early days. But I don't know that I was on episode pilot. I might have been on episode 1. I can't remember. It's okay. We could put a flashback. I don't know. I don't think we need to. Really? Isn't that how we're going to pad out this episode with lots of flashbacks? Oh, Yeti Uncle John. It's all very well saying that, but, I'm pretty sure that we have put clips of the Shy Life podcast pilot on many episodes. Oh, probably. Paul's always putting old clips on his shows. Yes, no, we're going to focus on real content, real quality content. Are we? Really? Yes. Have you got that doodah? What? You were going to find out about pilot episodes. Oh, yes, let me have a look. I do have something. Perhaps the most likely origin point for the term pilot, it may stem from the Greek roots of the word pilot, meaning to serve as a prototype. The pilot episode serves as a prototype for potential networks to see what a fully commissioned show would look and feel like. Oh, really? I did not know that. No, I did not know that either. So, yes, this is a prototype for the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. Yes, indeed. Well, marvellous. Yes, well, he explains quite a lot. He jolly well does, yes, very much so. Yeah, well, who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it, yes. So that's sorted that out. Well, yes. What are we going to be doing on this the pilot episode of the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show? What happened there? Oh, I don't know. I felt I put the wrong emphasis on the word show, so I repeated it and repeated it again. Paul could always edit it out. I don't think Paul will be doing editing on this episode. You don't? Is he not going to be editing this episode? No, I think it'll be me, Yeti Uncle John. Or you, but I doubt it'll be you. Oh, well, what, do you doubt that? Because just experience. Oh, right, experience. Yeah, experience is useful, isn't it? Yes, I guess so. Still, you were asking what we're going to do on this show. Yes, I was. Cromitty, yes. What have we got coming up in this, the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour? What? You just changed the name of the podcast. Have I? Really? Yes, you just called it the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour. It was called the show. Oh, well, I just thought that it would be quite good to be calling it an hour. Gives us something to aim for. Well, yes, I guess so. I mean, yes, we could call it the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour, if that's what you decide. Yes, well, well, you know, it's just a pilot episode, so it doesn't need to stick to a set timeline. Or whatever. Oh, dear Yeti Uncle John. So where were we exactly? Were we still here? We're not on a plane. We're on a sofa. It's a good thing this isn't a video podcast. You haven't even brushed your hair. Yeti Uncle John, don't tell the listeners that. Well, just saying. Well, you're hardly Brigitte Bardot, are you? What do you mean? Well, the scruffy jeans, the scruffy T-shirt, baseball cap on backwards. Oh, this is all the style, all the rage. Oh, well, I'm just, relaxing. Yeah, listeners, you see, here it is, laboratory coat. What are you wearing under that? I'm not showing you. Oh, don't tell me you're not wearing anything under your laboratory coat. Blimey, it's not that sort of podcast, Cromitty. I am wearing clothes under my lab coat. I am. Oh, we're not on a video podcast. Oh, well, no, but, but now we've conjured up an image for the listeners. No, look, I think we should move on, Yeti Uncle John. Yes, all right. So, what have we got coming up? Well, we have a few special guests. Oh, right, exciting. Well, everyone likes a special guest. Yes, everyone likes a special guest. Of course they do. I know exactly who we got as a special guest, Cromitty. Well, I don't think it'll be any surprise to the listeners. Really? Oh, sounds a bit disappointing. Well, I wouldn't say disappointing. You shouldn't have said it wasn't going to be a surprise. I mean, it will be a surprise. I mean, we can make it a surprise. Well, yes, but I think I just say, because this is the pilot episode, the guests that shows have on a pilot episode are the guests that are most easily come by. Is that the case? Yes, Yeti Uncle John, it is the case. So let me see, who have we got coming on? We got like Martin or Bettina Dupre, or who else? Paul. Well, yes, we probably got all of those people. Blimey, it really isn't a surprise, is it? No, but it can still be fun. Well, yeah, I guess so. So is it time for one of the guests to make an appearance? Well, I guess so, yes. Yes, why not? So, listeners, we have our first guest of the show. She is an actress, a star of stage and screen. Oh, it's Martin. No, Yeti Uncle John. You're not even listening to what I say. No, I'm listening. You said, an actress, a star of stage and screen. Oh, no, that wouldn't be Martin, would it? I don't know, I can't think. Oh, Yeti Uncle John. Our first guest tonight is Bettina Dupre. Bettina Dupre. Oh, yes, an actress. Star of stage and screen. Now I get it, yeah. Oh, you've been a bit cryptic there, Cromitty. Yes. Bettina, welcome.
Hello, darlings. How are you? Oh, this is wonderful. I love the set. Why are you dressed like... What are you dressed like? You look like you're going to a very low-budget fancy dress party.
Oh, well, and you, Bettina, look like you are about to go to a wedding.
Well, this is one of my favourite dresses, but... well, I forget, of course, this is not a video podcast, is it?
No, alas, it is not. Well, not alas. But, well, alas, I mean, what Cromitty is trying to say is that whereas you have turned out splendidly, or have turned out splendidly in your clothes department, Cromitty and I are rather dressed down because no one can see us.
Oh, darling, I always dress very glamorously. What's the point of being in showbiz if you can't dress up occasionally, even for a podcast?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Cromitty, have you got any questions for Bettina? Yes. Are you making any films, Bettina, at the moment?
Oh, darling, no, it's mainly voiceover work. I did a voiceover recently for a computer game. I cannot name it at the moment because I'm legally bound to remain mysterious. But let's just say I played a villainess. Oh, yes. Oh, I was terribly evil. And I looked about 40 years younger. Well, you know, the computer version of me did. It was splendid. Most splendid.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, or whatever it is called.
Oh, darling, I'll let you know the details nearer the time of release.
So, Bettina, what is it about voice work that you like?
Well, darling, I think it's looking 40 years younger for a start. Also, the pay is good, and I can sit in my pyjamas. Well, that's not true. I never do. I mean, like I've said, I like to be glamorous, but technically I could sit in my pyjamas.
Well, it sounds a little bit like doing a podcast.
In a way, yes, darling. In a way, yes. It's not a million miles away from doing a podcast. It's all voice acting, and yes, it's good fun.
And it pays well.
Oh, darling, a lady doesn't talk about money, but yes, it does pay well.
Yes, Uncle John, you mustn't ask about money. No. You do know you're not getting paid for doing this show, don't you?
Oh, darling. Mates rates, I know.
But mates rates? What she means is tea and coffee and plenty of biscuits. Oh, right, yes, you can have as many biscuits as you like.
Oh, darling, I'm always keen to help out my friends. So, yes, I'm very excited about your little show.
Thank you, Bettina.
Oh, yes. What is it called again?
Well, there's some confusion. Yes, there's some confusion. I think we've worked out that the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John, it should be that way round.
Yes, darling, that flows better.
But we're not sure whether we're going to be the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show or the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour.
Oh, darling, I quite like hour.
That's what I said. Yes, I wasn't sure because although an hour gives it a set format, sometimes we might like to do more. Well, then we just call it the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour and a bit.
Oh, darling.
Well, I guess so. Well, anyway.
Well, darling, you know, you'll work out what suits the show best. This is only the start, I'm sure.
Yes, so true. Yes, it's very true. Yes, right. Anyway, I think that yeah.
I think that it's time for you to move on to, another part of the show, darlings.
Is this going to be one of them podcasts where the guests sort of stay, or does Bettina exit stage left? I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Oh, there is a difference, darling.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, darling. I've done quite a few talk shows over the years. Sometimes the guest comes on, then the guest leaves, or sometimes the guest comes on, and then they stay for when the next guest comes, and then perhaps even they join in the conversation, and then they might even end up with 3 guests by the end. Who knows?
Oh, really? I haven't watched many talk shows. Which is the most popular? I don't really watch talk shows either. I guess I don't mind. Bettina, if you want to stay?
Oh, I think I will. I think that Graham Norton, I think his show's like that, where people come on and by the end of the show there's, a whole team of them on the stage.
Oh, okay. I do feel you can join in with the next section of the show. It's the facts section of the show. We have facts. We do? Oh, I don't think I knew about this. We talked about it in the meeting. The meeting? Which meeting was this? Oh, Yeti Uncle John, the production meeting. Oh, yes, I think I was asleep for most of that. Okay, so facts. Yes, I'm going to read you some interesting facts. Some would call them unusual facts.
Oh, darling, that sounds very exciting. Unusual facts.
I'm wary of unusual facts. Half the time they're not half as unusual as they think they are. Well, let's see what you think.
Oh, darling, I'm quite excited.
Go then, Cromitty, do it. All right, I am. Oh, gosh. Well, apparently, you've heard about earthquakes. Yes. Well, apparently, up on the moon, they have moonquakes.
Oh, darling, really?
Yes, apparently.
Tell us more.
Oh, I can't actually tell you more. No, that's all it says. Oh, well, okay, then moving on. Yes, you actually lose a large percentage of your taste buds while on an airplane. This might explain a lot about those less than stellar in-flight meals, or why you find yourself craving the saltiest foods while in the sky.
How on earth can you lose your taste buds, darling? On an aeroplane? Do they stay in one place and you move away from them?
Again, I'm not sure. How do we know any of this is real, Cromitty? I guess, we could do further research. Yeah, it's a bit late for that now. We should have done that before the show started, not in the middle of it.
Oh, darling. Technical hitches, eh?
Yes. Shall I just read some more facts? Oh, but are they facts? That's the question. Is it a fact that they're a fact? Anyway. I'm not sure yet, Uncle John. Oh, gosh. Apparently, although it is called the small intestine, the small intestine is actually the largest internal organ in your body.
Oh, darling, how pleasant.
Oh, Cromitty, that's not a very appropriate fact for this show. You've got a lady present.
Oh, darling, don't worry about me.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I never thought. I just read it because it was next in the list. Oh, dear, Cromitty. Maybe I should have a go. Well, actually, I was about to say, it is your turn to read some of the facts.
Oh, I hope I get to go as well, darling.
Oh, yes, of course, Bettina. Oh, yeah, give it to me. Let me have a look. You probably know that snails are pretty slow creatures, but did you know that they also take the longest naps? One nap can last up to 3 years. Is that true? That sounds like a load of rubbish. Well, I'm not sure yet, Uncle John.
Oh, dear. I do feel like this website isn't really, it's just saying these things and there's no backup.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Bettina. Yes, well, I have seen sites that have facts, and if you click on them, issue to the article that confirms what it's saying.
Oh, yes, darling. I know what you mean. This seems like they're just making things up on the spot.
Well, I'm not saying that they are made up, but, let me find another one. You may be jealous of a bird's ability to fly, but it may soothe your envy to learn they can't live in space because they need gravity to swallow. Goodness.
Oh, darling. I guess that explains why I've never bumped into any birds in space.
Well, I have. I went to, oh gosh, I forget which planet now. Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, one of them lot. Space magpies. Yes, this is true. Yeti Uncle John did go and visit some space magpies. Yeah, very squawky they were. Oh, darling. Yes, but I suppose what it's saying, I mean, you think of those magpies as being in space. To them, they are just on their home. They're not like floating in space. They're not in a spaceship. Oh, no, yeah. And obviously, birds on other planets might have different physiognomies. Is that right? Yes, Yeti Uncle John.
Well, now it's most complicated, isn't it?
Go on, Yeti Uncle John, read some more. Bees can sting other bees, usually if they feel threatened or are protecting their territory. In other words, you're not the only one who's scared of getting stung.
Oh, darling, I never even thought about it. I guess, well, but aren't bees supposed to die when they sting? I mean, I would have thought, well, I mean, who tells a bee? You know, do bees know?
Do bees know what?
Well, do bees know that if they sting somebody, they're going to die? If you have a stinger, you know, you might think, oh, I can just use that whenever somebody pisses me off.
Well, yes, I see what you mean, Bettina. Well, I'm not sure.
It's just that, you know, I mean, how much do you think bees and wasps hang out?
You are? Bettina, are you feeling all right?
Oh, yes, darling. I was just wondering, you know, what if there's a load of bees that have wasps as friends, and they see their wasp friends stinging people, and they might think, I want a piece of that action.
Oh, yeah. Bettina, you're so funny.
Well, no, I have a serious point, I think. You know, if a bee sees a wasp stinging somebody, and they might think, oh, I can do that, little knowing that they're going to die if they do.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. That's potentially quite upsetting and quite worrying. Although one would think that, you know, I don't know, bee mothers and fathers would tell their bee, children, don't just go stinging people randomly because you might end up dead. And also you'd think there'd be an uncle or an aunt in the family who had perhaps died tragically in a stinging accident or something. It's more deep. That's more deep than I've ever really thought about this subject, I must admit.
Oh, darling, yes, but still. Birds in space, well, birds not being in space, bees stinging other bees. I mean, it doesn't even mention that the bees ended up dead. Maybe if a bee stings another bee, it's different. I don't know.
Well, I certainly don't know. Bettina, why don't you read some now?
All right, darling. It says there's 125 facts. 125 facts like this?
Well, I don't think we'll read 125. No, I think that's unlikely.
Yes, I'm not surprised. Let me have a look. Whether you've seen a tiger in real life or in a photo, you know that they have striped fur, but they actually have striped skin as well.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, I think I kind of would have presumed that. I don't know why. I guess I might have seen other animals that, I don't know. You've seen the skin of other animals? Well, kind of. I mean, in photos.
Oh, darling. I guess it kind of makes sense. Do you think if Dealey took off his fur, then he'd be grey and white underneath?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. You know, if he's ever been shaved for, like, an operation. I wonder if I saw a bit of grey skin or white skin. Well, I don't think we should be talking about Dealey's private areas. I'm only talking about a leg or a bit of tummy. Bettina, another fact, please.
All right, darling. Well, this one is about cats. Let's see. If you're a cat lover, then you may be surprised by this interesting fact. Cats can't taste anything that's sweet. That's probably why they can't get enough of their favourite salty snack.
Is that true? Cromitty, is it true? Well, I'm not sure. I mean, according to this site, it's true. And to be fair, you don't tend to give cats sweet things. In fact, some sweet things like chocolate, I think, can hurt them. But I think that's always had dogs, or both.
You could Google it, darling.
I don't think we've time. But, yeah, let's just presume that you shouldn't give chocolate to cats or dogs.
All right. Yes.
One more, Bettina.
All right. Most people know dolphins have incredible sonar abilities. But did you know that they were studied as war tools during the Cold War? They really are as smart as people say they are.
War tools?
Darling, sounds very, precise.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Well, yes, I mean, I think everybody knows that dolphins are pretty smart. Yes, I once had a friend who was a dolphin. We used to meet down the local swimming baths.
Oh, darling, I'm never sure whether you're making things up or whether you're actually genuine.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, well, now I think it's time for our next guest. Yes, our next guest is a star of stage and screen. No, not a star of stage and screen. Oh, all right. Who is it then? It's sorry. Somebody's waving to me.
Darling, it looks like Paul.
Yeah, well, Paul is supposed to be our last guest. Aren't we supposed to have another guest before then? Well, yes. I think that maybe our last two guests are going to come out together.
Oh, darling, wonderful.
Okay, right. So our final two guests are here now. Paul Yeti and Martin. Yeti Martin. Oh, marvellous. Hello, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yes, Martin was a little bit nervous about coming on the show.
Well, you know, I've never done a talk show like this.
Oh, Martin, you've done lots of talk shows.
Well, talking on a show and being on a talk show is different.
I didn't know if I'd have anything to say. Oh, Martin, I'm sure you've got plenty to say. What do you want to ask us, guys? Yeah, I've got some questions here. What is it like being so hairy?
Well, actually, I'm not that hairy. Sometimes I have a bit of stubble, but...
No, I think this was a question for Paul. Oh, all right then. Well, you know, Martin can answer the questions too. Well, as for me, I'm all good about being hairy. I kind of, you know, it comes with the territory being a Yeti.
Oh, darling, yes. Hairy is good.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. It does come with the territory. Yeah. A Yeti without his fur is, not really a Yeti. Sorry.
Oh, darling, that sounds like one of Paul's poems.
Yes, I've probably written something along those lines. Oh, we have another question. What is it like writing so many poems?
I don't think I've ever written a poem.
Oh dear, this is another one for Paul. Is Uncle John, you've got the questions in the wrong order. I have. Paul, what's it like writing a poem? Quite fun. I mean, takes quite a lot of time. Well, it can do. You know, you've got to get it right. You've got to work at it. You can't just write down the first thing that happens. Yes. You're not going to read this one, are you? No, probably not. I haven't got anything with me. Oh, you can't remember them? No, well, I considering we're on the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show, I didn't really think you were a big fan of my poetry anyway, so no, that's true. Well, I am. I like your poetry, Paul. You can read one if you like. Maybe not. I mean, we must be coming up towards the hour now. Are we? Oh, gosh. Really? Already? Well, not quite, but we're headed in that direction.
Oh, darling, yes. Time is moving on.
Yeah, well... Martin.
Yes?
So, what's it like doing your show, Vision on Sound?
No, that's not me.
It's not you. It's not you. No, you've got the wrong Martin. That's Martin Holmes. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, I forgot there's two Martins. Blimey. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there are two Martins. There are at least two Pauls, maybe even more. And how many Andrews? There are a lot of Andrews, but they're not all called Andrews. Some of them are Andy, some of them are Andrew, some of them are other names. But yes, there are a lot of Andrews on this show. Probably the most popular name of people involved with this show. Oh, darling, it's a lovely name. Oh, yes, it is. All the best people are called Andrew, I think.
Oh, yes, darling, absolutely.
Sorry. What's it like working out crimes? Paul. No, Yeti Uncle John, that's one for Martin. Oh, yes, of course. Martin, what's it like sorting out crimes?
Well, you know, it's quite exciting. You know, quite a lot of things happen. And, it's mysterious.
Oh, marvellous. I like mystery.
Yes, so do I.
Oh, darling, yes.
I love a mystery. Gosh, I used to be a serial blind dater back in 1970. 1969 to 1970. Well, no, most of the 70s, actually. Oh, anyway, I don't know, I think I'm a bit nervous about, blind dates.
Ah, yes. They're not for everybody, Martin.
No. No.
So, Martin, are you seeing anyone at the moment? You can't ask that yet, Uncle John. It's private. Well, yeah, I want all the gossip.
Oh, darling. You never asked me if I was dating anybody.
Well, you're married to August Evans.
You could have asked me if I had any, exciting stories from our marriage.
Is that a thing?
Of course, occasionally.
How is August Evans, Bettina?
He's fine, doing art.
Yeah, that's good. So, Martin, are you dating anyone?
No. I mean, no, not at the moment. No. I'll have.
You have, you have your eyes on somebody, maybe.
I do. I'm sweet on somebody, but it's the early days.
Oh, that's marvellous. Is there anybody I know? Don't keep asking these personal questions, Yeti Uncle John. Martin's shy about things like this.
I am a bit shy. Yeah.
Well, you're a sweet boy, and you deserve the best.
Thanks, Cromitty.
It's my pleasure. There's something going on here. Shall we move on? Oh, yes. I wanted Paul and Martin to tell us some facts from that facts list. Oh, yes. All right. Here's the facts list. Guys, do your worst. Martin, you go first.
All right then. What about sea lions? Not only are sea lions totally adorable, but they're also very musical. They are the only animal that can clap to a beat.
Well, that sounds most useful.
It does, doesn't it?
Clap to a beat? What's the use of that?
It's quite interesting, though, isn't it?
I think it sounds interesting.
Yeah. Shall I read another one, or should Paul have a go?
Oh, no, you continue, Martin. You're doing a good job.
All right, thanks. Like humans, koalas, all these are all about animals, aren't they? Like humans, koalas actually have unique individual fingerprints. If you place a koala and human fingerprint side by side, they're actually pretty hard to differentiate.
Well, that's extraordinary. I mean, surprising.
Oh, it is, darling. I never thought about that. I've never looked at a koala's fingers, but, well.
Well, that is quite interesting, I think. But yes, I did not know that. It's quite unusual. Yeah, quite unusual. Martin, please, one more.
All right. You may know that everyone's fingerprints are different, but did you know that the same is true of everyone's tongue print?
Everyone's tongue print?
Yeah.
Oh, we all have unique tongues, apparently.
Oh, darling. I've seen a few tongues in my time, and I couldn't differentiate between them. Well, no. I don't know what to say about that. Oh, darling.
Oh, yes, tongues. Interesting. Who's got it now? It'll be Paul's. Paul, would you read us 3 facts? Or, yes, facts. All right. Your brain uses 10 watts of energy to think, but it can't feel pain. You know what they say, mind over matter. That wasn't a very good one.
Oh, darling. You should let Paul read an extra one. Poor Paul.
In a group of 23 people, there is a 50% chance that 2 will share the same birthday. How do they know that is the case?
I guess they must do. Yeah.
That wasn't very good either, Paul. Oh, I don't know, I thought that was a bit more interesting. There's one here about the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles. Once said Hollywoodland, but it was changed in 1949. I knew that one. I've looked at photos and things because when I used to go to visit Dominic in LA, I was kind of interested in all that history and, Griffith Park and stuff.
Oh, yes, darling. I've been to Hollywood. I don't think I was there when it was called Hollywoodland, though. I'm not that old. No, of course not.
No. So, is Paul reading another one? Well, there's a few I can paraphrase here. Apparently Buzz Lightyear was originally going to be called Lunar Larry. Lunar Larry? Yeah. And the next one, this can't possibly be true. Bookworms will appreciate this fun fact. Isaac Asimov is the only author to write a book in every Dewey Decimal category. Well, Paul, you know about that. You use the catalogue books. Yes, it's a very boring thing to do, isn't it, Paul? No, it's not that exciting. All I'm saying is, I guess there are big categories, and then there are lots of break-off sort of subcategories. I mean, and there are about, I don't know, 9 or so subjects, big subjects. So I guess it's possible for somebody to do that. But when I first read that, I thought it was trying to say, no, it says every Dewey Decimal category. I guess that's the big categories, not all of the subsections. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I still think, what? I'm trying to think what the big sections are anyway. There's the obvious things, and then there's maybe less obvious things.
Oh, darling.
Well, listeners, I think that's about all we've got time for today. It's been great fun sharing all these facts and figures and chats and conversations with you all. And, well, thank you to all of our guests. Are we finishing? Yes, Uncle John, it's time to finish. I didn't realise. It's gone very quickly. Oh, yes, it's gone quite quickly. That is true. Yeah. So is that all? Is that it? Yes, we've got to say goodbye to our guests. Oh, yes. Goodbye, guests. No. Oh, let me do it. What? You can't just say goodbye. You got to the finesse it a bit. Finesse it a bit. Yeah. Yes. Oh, let me show you. Yes, I would like to thank our guests for being here. Bettina, so nice to see you. Wish you all the luck in the world with your projects.
Oh, darling, thank you. Thank you. That's so kind.
No. It's so nice to see you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you too.
And thank you to our other guests, to Martin. Thank you, Martin. I don't quite understand why you're on this show. You've not written a book. You've not, you've not done anything really, have you?
No, nothing at all.
Yeti Uncle John, you can't speak to our guests like this. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, that's not the way to talk to people. Oh, darling. No, it's right. It's the pilot episode. It's nice. Thank you for coming, Martin. It was nice to have you here. Yeah, well, thank you. Oh, dear. And anyway, thank you to Paul. If we hadn't been on the Shadow podcast, we would never have done this show. But I'm not sure we'll be doing another one. What? I'm only joking. You don't sound like you're joking, Cromitty. Well, guys, it's been wonderful being part of your first Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. Yeah, or Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, that's about it. And as we said, so good to be here, so much fun, and yes, we will be back again soon, maybe, or maybe not. And if nothing else, you have seen how a Cromitty and Uncle John podcast would have been like. Is like, what would be like. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for listening, listeners. Thanks to our guests, and join us again soon if we do another one. Yes, join us again soon. Thank you. Goodbye. And yes, this has been the Cromitty and the Yeti Uncle John hour. Also, yes, it's a pilot episode. A prototype. Yes. Right. Goodbye. Oh, yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, darlings. Ah, yeah, goodbye.
Bye, listeners. Can't believe that hour has really flown by. I don't know. I'm not sure. It seemed quite long to me. Gosh. How do you do it, Paul? How do I do it, Paul? No. How do you do it? How do you do your podcasts? Well, you've seen me do them. You've been part of so many of them. Yes, but how do you fill up the time? Oh, just mostly talking a lot of rubbish, but it seems to work for you, Paul. It seems to work for me, yeah. Yeah, we've got to up our game with the guests, I think, if we're going to do a talk show, because Paul doesn't really do a talk show, do you? Not quite. Well, well, we have Chatterbox, but that's more like having a team. That's not quite so much like guests. They are my guests, but everyone knows each other and we're having a conversation, so it's not... No, you're right, it's not quite a talk show, and also everybody's there from the start. Yeah, I think we've got to up our game. Martin was definitely a weak link. Oh, don't be mean, poor Martin. It was good that he helped out. He was pretty shy. I don't know why he got so shy. You think you two were some sort of celebrities or something. Well, he sees us there, and that's how he sees us. Oh, Yeti Uncle John. Well, I'm just saying. Yes, I know what you're saying. Oh, dear. You might be right. If you're going to do a traditional talk show, you can't just rely on your friends being there. And, I don't know, the whole thing with the facts, that wasn't a great site that you chose, partly because there was no way of checking whether any of the facts were real. Yes, I do think that. It was you who suggested that site, Yeti Uncle John. You should have done more research. Yes, more research. It's quite a lot involved, isn't there? There is quite a lot involved. Although, to be fair, I don't do a great deal of research when it comes to facts and figures. But usually on the Chatterbox show, they're just something I pop in now and again. I don't know. You've got to rely on things off the internet. You have to make sure they're good. You have to look around, and I'm not sure that I've ever exactly cracked it. We've had some pretty ropey sites, but then you can always turn a ropey site into something fun if you can think of some way of doing that. But if you're just talking, without a script, then that can be hard too. Yes, Paul. These are all things we should have thought about before we started. Oh, Cromitty, don't tell me that you're going to give up. But I'm not going to give up. We're still on the Shy Life podcast, but I do wonder whether doing our own show, can we really sustain it? Can we really sustain it? We're the lifeblood of this Shy Life podcast. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, I know that's what you think. What you mean is what I think is what I know. Good grief. Oh dear. Well, you are definitely... you definitely leave an indelible stamp on the Shy Life podcast, Yeti Uncle John. Thank you very much, Paul. Can't believe that Cromitty would doubt my importance. No, I can't either. Oh dear, Paul, I didn't mean to say, I'm just saying, there are so many podcasts out there. Your show, this show, the Shy Life podcast, you can do anything on it, can't you? So it is not to say that we couldn't have another episode that was the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show. With your agreement. No, absolutely. I agree. Yes, if you just want to make it more occasional. Occasional? Oh, I was thinking of something grander, something bigger. Maybe even a video podcast. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, I don't think we have the faces for video, as it were. Oh, well, you might not do, but I'll definitely do. I get a whole new fan base. Yes, Yeti, Uncle John, I guess you could. Is that the theme music I can hear, Paul? Yes, I think I can hear the theme music too. What, already? You say it? Blimey. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Well, you know, it's been a nice, it's been fun. Yes, it's been great fun. Yes.
I gotta go now! Bye! I want to talk with you! Gotta go! Bye!
Goodbye.
It's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god.
You're a man of culture as well.
Paul can have a word. Yes, Uncle John, what? Did you want to read some more facts? Oh, I don't think I did. No, not immediately. No, I do agree that resorting to reading facts off the internet, we're on dodgy ground. I do agree with some of the things you said. Fine. I mean, it's just an opinion. I mean, I have done a lot of podcasts, and I've been on quite a few podcasts, but it doesn't mean to say I'm an expert. I don't want to be one of those podcasters who sits there in judgment on his little podcasting throne saying, this is how you make a podcast. Oh, you sounded almost like me then, Paul. I'm just saying, yes, I guess I can give advice, but only from my own experience and my own opinion. It's like all these things. When you start hearing people say, oh, a podcast should be like this, and it should be this long, and it should be this and this and this. It should be whatever you want it to be. And nobody, has a completely foolproof way of doing a podcast. No, I mean, it helps that you are a fool. So, no, I'm only teasing Paul. Thank you. What I'm saying, it really is, I hesitate a bit about giving advice. But you can ask me questions and I can tell you what I think, but what do you want to ask? Oh, I was just thinking, do you think that, the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John show, it's all very well, but, or the Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour, yes. Well, do you think I even need a co-host? I can see the way this is going. Well, Cromitty, he's lovely on your show. He's lovely on this show, I suppose I should say. But he's a softie. I think I'm aiming for something a bit bigger, a bit more punchy. Eh? You're going to do a wrestling podcast? No, Paul, don't be silly. No, I'm just saying, I'll put a heavy hitter and, I'm aiming big, I'm aiming sky high. Maybe you want to go and do a podcast up in space? Well, it's a bit too high. No, actually, well, depends. I could. I like the idea of being an international, beyond international, outer spatial celebrity. I like the idea of that, I must admit. Yes, I think it's something you are made for. You do, yeah, I agree. I guess what I'm saying is, do I need Cromitty? Do you need Cromitty? Well, do you think he'd be upset? Do I think he'd be upset? Yes, if I went it alone. I will say I think Cromitty did quite a good job. You think? Yeah, he seemed to know what he was doing. He had a certain authority, maybe. Well, he was the organised one out of the two of you. He was what, Paul? Well, he seemed to know what he was talking about, whereas you seemed all over the place. You're kidding, right? Well, whatever you think. Whatever I think. What do I think? No, I think, what do I think? Just don't know that we're cut out to be, we're great friends, but are we great podcasters? I mean, together. I think you've made a decision. If you want to do a podcast without Cromitty, then I don't think Cromitty will mind. Cromitty has plenty of airtime on this show. So, I think in a way he was probably just helping you out. He knew you wanted to do it. He's very supportive of you, a very good friend. Yes, he's a very good friend. Very good friend indeed. Yeah. So, if you want to do a pilot episode just with you, then I don't know. I think maybe the Charlotte podcast almost too small for you. Almost too small for me, yeah. Yes, I don't know. I don't know whether we have the budget or the means or the contacts that you require to do a pilot on the Charlotte podcast of your solo show. Yeah, no. I might just have to, really get the big guns out and go it alone and just, just do it. Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking of? What am I thinking of? I'm just thinking, investigative journalism, a bit like Louis Theroux. A bit like Louis Theroux. I could do that, yeah. Investigating things, scandals. Why are Mars bars so skinny? And these days, what's in pot noodles? The mathematics of the Nolan sisters. These all sound like subjects that you need to investigate, Yeti Uncle John. Yeah, I think you're right. You've given me a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of encouragement, Paul. I thank you for that. Yeah, don't mention anything to Cromitty, will you? No, I won't. No, I don't. No, absolutely not. Anyway, I better go. I've got to make some plans. Got to have a word with the magpies. Yeah, we'll do brainstorming. We'll get the flip chart out and some marker pens. Yeah, this is going to be big. The Yeti Uncle John thing. I can't think of a title, but Yeti Uncle John Hour. No, Paul, no. I need bigger. Aim bigger. You aim bigger, Yeti Uncle John. We really have to go. Oh, yes, we have gone on a bit, haven't we? Yes. I'll see you later. See you later. Bye. Thanks. Everything. Paul, has he gone? Yeah, he's gone. Oh, thank goodness. Do you think I'm off the hook? I think you're probably off the hook. I don't really think that there is room for another Cromitty and Yeti Uncle John hour. No, well, I think you did very well. I think you could do a little podcast. Paul, the Charlotte podcast is quite enough for me. I'm quite happy to be here with you, part of the team, part of the family. Well, we love having you. Oh, Paul. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice to guest on other shows, but I can't speak because I guess this is kind of my show, and it's possibly understandable that you might want to do your own show. I don't really think I do. Well, it looks like if Yeti Uncle John does do a show, he can do it by himself. Yes, that would be best. The chances of it actually happening, I think, are almost zero. Yes, he'll talk about it with the magpies, but nothing will ever come of it. Well, we say that, but maybe he'll surprise us. Yes, maybe he will. Maybe. Or maybe not. Shall I go and put the kettle on? Oh, please, Paul, if you would. My throat is dry. Maybe we could get a pizza. A pizza? Oh, my goodness, yes, that would be a treat. You just sit down, I'll sort it out. Oh, Paul, I do like the Charlotte podcast. It's a joy. Oh, thank you. I like to think we look after our stars. Oh, Paul. Oh, dear. All right, let me go and put the kettle on.
I'm a big fan of his poetry.
Oh my God, is this show over with yet?
I'm flabbergasted. Oh, Paul, he's so sweet. Dearly! Hi, dearly.
670.
That was just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Et voilà.